Good morning, and welcome to Sonyabeonit channel. Today, it is such a beautiful day here in Georgia. We have been experiencing a lot of bad weather, but today is sunny. It's a little bit breezy. I don't know what the temperature is going to be. Don't know if we're going to experience any more rain because I don't watch the news. The news is so depressing. I don't watch it. Today is about God is speaking to you. When are you going to listen? He's speaking to you. When are you going to listen? And I titled this video that because I'm going to share my experience on yesterday. Yesterday I wanted to get out and just take a ride. I dropped my son off at work, and I said, you know what, I just want to take a ride. And sometimes I will do that. I would just get in my car and ride, leave my kids at home, and just ride, just meditate, ride. I don't have a radio, so I have to worry about no music playing, which I really wouldn't want to hear it anyway. So I was riding, and the lottery was a lot of money. It was like $500-some thousand. I had two lottery tickets. Two lottery tickets that I had won some money off of. And I said, okay, there was this store I had been thinking of. And that was my inner spirit speaking to me. So what I did, I said, I want to go by this store. Let me see, can I find this store within my area? I was going to play at this other area, but I said, no, let me go find this store that came to mind. I drove and I drove. I found the store. When I got into the store, I took one of the cards in, cashed it in. It was worth $30. I'm going to go ahead and play $10 worth of Fantasy 5. And look at his dumb self. I'm going to go ahead and play $10 worth of Fantasy 5. Play very often. But I said, okay. I always, when I go in the store, I ask them, how many tickets do you have left on that roll? If it's one or two tickets, I want the last of the 2 or 3 tickets, right? So when I went in this store to cash the $30 ticket in, he had one ticket left on the roll. It was $30. And the first thing came to mind, do not play the ticket. Don't get the ticket. Go ahead and cash your ticket in. I cashed the ticket in. When I cashed the ticket in, there was another store, like a little small mom and pop store within the area. I wanted to find that store too to go play there. So I cashed the ticket in, and my thoughts were to go ahead and buy the $30 ticket and play $10 worth of Fantasy 5. I said, no, just cash the ticket in. Once I cashed the ticket in, let me show you how this thing worked. I was obedient. I listened to my inner spirit when God was trying to tell me something. I pondered with it a little bit, but I was obedient to do what he had led me to do. So I left that store in search of the little small store that I was looking for. I came across the store, and when I went in, I asked him, I said, well, how many tickets do you have? Do you have any tickets that only have a few tickets left on the roll? He said, no, I don't have that. So since I've gone that far, I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and play some Fantasy 5 here. I'll play 5 tickets here. My original plan altogether were to play 10 tickets. That's it, 10 tickets. When I asked the gentleman for 5 Fantasy 5, do you know, instead of him giving me 5, he gave me 10, because he had a coupon where if you bought a Fantasy 5, you got another Fantasy 5 free. He said, good luck to you. And he said, when you win, he said, don't forget about this store. And when I got in my car, I said, I'm not going to forget. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to come back and get him $10,000, okay? So I got in the car and I said, well, how do I get back to this other store? I just left a store and I want to go back to that store. When he gave me the directions to get back to the store, I went in the store to fulfill the obligation in which I had said I wanted to do. And that was to originally play 10 Fantasy 5 at this first store and buy that $30 ticket. When I walked in the store and asked the man for the $30 ticket, it was gone. There was this black guy who was there when I was there. Do you know? I said, oh man. I said, you don't sold the ticket. The young black guy looked at me and said, you didn't want that ticket. And I said, darn, why you say? I said, why? I said, because you bought it. He said, believe me, you didn't want the ticket. He said, but you didn't want the ticket. I said, yeah, I was going to come back for the ticket. I said, well, where the ticket at? Somebody bought it? He said, he looked over and showed me the ticket was lying in the trash can. He had bought that last ticket and it had nothing on it. Nothing. The 10 tickets that I wanted to buy from this particular store, since I was obedient to do what the Spirit was leading me to do in the order in which it told me to do it, I got my 10 tickets from another store, and in the midst of getting my 10 ticket from another store, I only paid for 5 tickets. So as I'm at this store where the lottery scratch-off ticket is, there was no need. So I felt obligated in a sense. I said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy 10 more tickets. And in the Spirit, my inner spirits told me, my inner spirit spoke to me and said, why are you going to buy 10 more tickets when you have your 10 tickets? So guess what I did? I then decided to be obedient to that inner spirit. I was obedient to listen to that inner spirit and not buy those 10 tickets. Not only in the midst of me doing what God was leading me to do, I questioned it, but I followed what he was trying to give me. And we all do that a lot of times. We go against what we hear within our head. That first thought, it's not a thought. It's your inner spirit. That's God speaking to you. You don't need a minister to tell you this. You don't need Ray, who is a psychic, to tell you this. A person who have dreams such as myself. You don't need me. You don't need us to tell you these things. God loves you just as he loves me. And he will speak to your heart only if we listen. God is speaking to you. Are you listening? Now, I say that the next time that you're in a certain situation and that first thought comes to mind, that's your inner spirit. Listen to it. That's the right thought. It's always right. We just we just veer off course to do what we want to do. And then when it don't go right, the first thing we say, well, darn, I wish I had listened to my first thought. And old folks used to say that all the time, baby, you should have listened to your first mind, baby. It always gonna tell you the truth. But we don't do that. I talked about that thing last night. If we only listen to our inner heart, to be obedient. There's a reason for it. That is God speaking to you. Listen. Stop. Take a deep breath and listen. If I had went to the left, oh, I would have been mad. I would have taken a $30 ticket that I had won to replenish another $30 ticket that didn't have anything on it. And then I was going to buy $10 of Fantasy 5 at this store. But when I followed my mind, my first thought, my inner spirit, to go to the other store, find that little country store, not only was I able to get my 10 ticket, but 5 of them I got for free. And before I walked out, this man gave me a blessing. Do you understand? He gave me a blessing. Even if it was $5, he gave me a blessing. But I wanted to share that. I really did. So I hope you have enjoyed the time we've shared together. And remember, God is trying to talk to you. Are you going to listen? Okay? Until next time, be blessed. Bye, y'all.